What is poppin' squad? It's your boy Jesimein. Welcome back to another Division 2 Warlords of New York build video. Today, I'm pretty much giving you guys a tank build that people have been asking me to make. Everybody knows the Point Man Vanguard, pretty much super tank build concept where you have a shield and you get the bonus armor, already rocking all the blues that give your shield 13 million health. We all know that it's pretty much meta when it comes to tanks, but there are other ways to run it for the people who just want to be different and run a different concept that could be good in other ways. Might be a build for you. So without further ado, let's get into this armor regen build. So we're gonna start off with the specialist. Now, when it comes to specialists with these builds, it's pretty much preference because there's a lot of give or takes when it comes to builds. But when they're straightforward like a tank build, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, you can run other things that can give you a little bit more protection, but for the core concept, it's pretty much what you want. In this case, I'm only rocking technician because I wanted to have at least one skill tier. I know it's not much. I know it may not be optimal in some situations, but for me and in my mindset, maybe I placebo effect myself. I felt at least having a little bit of skill power is better than none. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my concept. You can definitely run whatever you feel is optimal in this slot. For DPS, and I know people have been kind of getting on my head about builds that aren't built around DPS. When I build builds, they're for specific things. There is no build in the game that one man does anything. This game is now played off of roles and team synergy. So different types of builds are actually going to be viable because they play different types of roles. This build is pretty much going to be your aggro, tank everything type role. And I'll explain why in just a moment. Before, let's get into why I chose the classic M18 as my weapon for most of my builds that do not have DPS. It's because it hits hard as is regardless. Mine has 15% rifle damage, crit damage, and health damage. And I rock boomerang on it. Critical hits have 50% chance to return a bullet to the magazine. If a bullet is returned to the magazine, the next shot is an extra 40% damage. There's not really much else I can get damage from, so that's pretty much what I'm running when it comes to that. Going into the build itself, let's start off with the mask. It's going to be the Javelina mask. It's going to be a low armor roll. I didn't have God roll when it came to armor, but I do have God roll armor regen, which is what it's based off of. You get 4.9 off this, as well as I have the protection from elites on the mod slot. Skill damage is irrelevant with this, but as you can see, with one piece you get 5% total armor, and if you go into that, you see I'm already at 1.7. Going into the backpack, this is a really good backpack. It's the Bighorn Gilligard backpack. Two pieces is going to give you 10% health. Now that I have two, I have 170 armor, repair skills, as well as 4.3 armor regeneration. Well, 4,300 before, and I know people say that's a lot, but whatever. And I also have incoming repairs on here as well. I can also swap this out for protection from elites. I'm kind of testing both of them just to see where they go. And the talent I have on here, now this can be once again preference. I chose to go for protector. When your shield is damaged, you gain 5% bonus armor, and all other allies gain 15% of your armor as bonus armor for 3 seconds. So usually when I run this, I usually run it with a shield. Don't mind, I was using this as a testing, so usually I run it with a shield because I still have my 13 million on here. So when your shield is damaged, you get that instant little 15% bonus armor, and the cooldown's super fast. So if you're doing your job right and you're taking the aggro, you're pretty much giving bonus armor to your teammates like during the whole mission or experience. So just pretty much look out for that. And I also have, like I said, I have incoming repairs on here. Going down to the chest piece, this is where you can kind of switch it up between the tardigrade if you don't care less about the armor regen on one of them, but I just wanted to go as far armor regen as possible because when you rock 3-piece, you get the 1% armor regeneration, which doesn't seem like a lot, but actually is when you take 1% out of 1.7 million. So that's just a big chunk. I think it's like 17,000 or something like that. That's a lot of armor over time. It may not feel like it, but your armor is always going up. I have 150 armor on here, status effects, crit damage, and incoming repairs. I still have yet to roll. I haven't decided if I have another Gila that I want to roll. I'm just pretty much using this because I have Intimidate, and I was kind of testing the fact that I get that 35% weapon damage when enemies are within 10 meters. I was kind of abusing that with the fact that I can run Crusader Shield, rock Crusader Shield, get Protector procced, which is going to give me a 35% weapon damage, which is going to do really good with the M1A because it scales to the weapon damage in the gun, and that's a lot of damage. So that's pretty much what I'm playing around with. There are other options. Like I said, I have the tardigrade armor system, and I'm kind of playing with it. I'm probably going to min-max it and probably do like finalized versions after I fully test everything out. But as of right now, this is pretty much what I'm running. And I feel like in order for you to at least contribute to your team DPS wise, having this up with just the base damage of the M1 is going to be really, really good. Going into the gloves, once again, another unrolled glove. I didn't want to fully invest into it, but the concept is in the intro clip, this is a whole glove that didn't have regen on it. So I could put a whole nother regen, so my regen goes up a lot faster. I'm looking forward to it. I got to farm some more of these gloves. I want to get a little bit higher armor roll, so I'll be able to roll that regen on there and be good to go. So this is going to be the AO gloves, and the reason I'm rocking golden gear is because you also get stats effect as well as 1% armor regeneration and 5% total armor. So it's similar to Gila. It's just a little bit backwards, but I also have 2% armor regen in total. That's taken away from this 1.7, which is why my armor goes up all the time. I know it's not like extremely fast, but in a game like this where NPCs are constantly beaming you, that armor actually adds up over time. And mathematically, if you just think about it over a mission's time, you probably can go up to full about 10 times. It's just really good to have passively. Going into my holster, 120 holster with a 4100 armor regen and repair skills on here as well. Once again, the 3-piece gives you stats effect, armor regen, and total armor, and it does stack with this armor regeneration, so it's feeling really good. And going into, lastly, my knee pads, it's going to be the golden gear once again, 147 armor, 3.3 armor regen, and skill damage. Now, before I kind of wrap it up with this build video, I know people are going to say, well, there's no point when the other tank builds better. It's not necessarily about it being better. I just feel like there's different types of tanks. This one's a lot more mobile. You're able to actually take damage and recover the damage while being tanky, right? So it's not like you're over here just abusing the fact that you have a really strong heal and regen. It's just the fact that you have the tankiness already, as tanky as you can be, because this game, there is no true non-skill tank, but you can kind of have this armor pool, soak up damage, regen, and go right back out instead of having a hope that they don't burst through your shield and you're one shot and you have to sit there and get healed or actually pop med kits or all that stuff. This build almost makes it pointless to pop med kits unless you're in a dire situation. Your armor goes up so much faster than anybody else's. You almost feel like you're out of cover sometimes. You're like, man, my armor just has not stopped. I know I gave you a simple little context in the intro, but I want you guys to see that even when you're on fire, like with any status effect, it's kind of like built-in hazard protection. If you're bleeding, if you're on fire, if you're like, well, not gas, because you can't just stop gas too OP, but really fire and bleed are kind of get negated automatically just because of the armor regen. Now, if you go in here and I scroll down, you can see looking real clean, 3 Gila, 3 Golan. My armor regeneration without having max rolls, because I can still roll 2 things, is at 50,000 armor regen. So I'm regenerating 50,000 armor, bro. Mathematically, do that, bro. I'm gonna get 100,000 armor every 2 seconds, man. So add that up, bro. Every 20 seconds, I'm over 1 million. So that's pretty much my health bar every 20 seconds. So over time, that adds up. When I'm behind a shield, it's still healing. When I'm on fire, it's still healing. When I'm running away, it's still healing. It's just really good to soak up a lot of damage. And it's pretty much negating some of the damage that's coming anyways, because you are always regenerating. Whether you're in combat, you're out of combat, you're on fire, you're getting chased down, it does not matter. That's why I pretty much like the concept that I have, because all this armor regen on everything. I have armor regen on my Gilligard, Gohan gear, Big Horn Pack, the Harney, Shomer holster, and Javelina mask armor regen. All this stacks up into 50k, and you definitely feel the difference. Now, it's not for everybody. Honestly, I'm gonna be real with you guys. There are other tank options that may be viable in certain types of content, but this is just a concept for somebody to work on. And if you guys want to have a blueprint of something different that's outside of the normal tank, I just wanted to put this out for you guys because it's extremely good. It's super strong, and it does get a lot of content done when people are focusing at you, man. And there's any time that you could take a legendary or heroic NPC off of a teammate and sit there and squish up the damage while not having to worry about burning a med kit, that's a good addition to any group in my book. You can leave the DPS to the DPS players, leave the healing to the healing players, and leave the skill damage to the skill damage players. At the end of the day, it's all a positional play, how you play it, and how you can contribute to a team. And in this case, this is taking aggro. So that's pretty much it, you guys. For people who wanted to run a build like this, hopefully I helped you guys. Hopefully I helped build a concept for some of you people who already had the idea, and just give you guys a blueprint. So that's pretty much it. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for the support, man. Drop a like on the video. hit that subscribe button, man. I'm trying to put out as much different builds as possible, whether or not they're extremely OP or just really good. I just want to give you guys different kind of options to grow towards and kind of build towards. So it's been real. Thank y'all so much. Hit that subscribe button. Let's get to 65K. Looking forward to it. I love y'all. It's been real. Your boy is